did it. You did the thing.
I think it was more we did the thing.
Well, look, I don't want to act like we did something wrong.
Yeah, so, fun fact, we actually just didn't know what we were doing in terms of signing up.
No.
So, hopefully in the next couple days, we get on that iTunes. So,
And Google Play.
And the Google Play.
So, we are welcoming you tonight. My name is Nick Cavalli, of course.
My name's Marcus White.
And we welcome you tonight to the Wrevolution.
Something like that.
It is the Wednesday Night Wars. You're almost as apathetic as I was on Monday.
Yeah, let me just hold up.
Do you need a little something a little stronger? Something a little stronger.
I don't need that fake pop. No. What I need is I think I'm ready now. It's the Wednesday Night Wars, and
By God!
no, seriously, sorry. It's just it's been a long day. I'm a little tired, and watching like 4 hours straight of wrestling sometimes can be a little draining. But
Even when it is pretty good.
yes, and tonight definitely was a great night of pro wrestling. One show definitely though a little better than the other, and we'll get to that
Definitely.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into things, shall we?
Let's start it out with NXT, the black and gold brand coming off of their pay-per-view.
Yes, so how does NXT follow up the jam-packed high ride of NXT Takeover Portland? I mean, there's been worse follow-up
certainly
shows.
there have been.
Been worse follow-up shows to a pay-per-view, but So, we kick things off with the Undisputed Era. They come out, and Adam Cole is essentially just bragging about his victory on Sunday night. No mention at all about what happened with Johnny Gargano.
Or any mention of the fact that his boys dropped their belts either.
Yeah, just bragging about his belt. I mean, that's all that matters, though, right?
Well, I mean, Adam Cole is all that matters.
And then they talk about Ride It Strong. They talk about what he's going to do tonight to Velveteen Dream. And speak of the devil, he interrupts, or at least his voice interrupts, as his image, literally an image, pops up on the screen, and the lights go down to the purple color. And Velveteen,
Ow!
Yeah, the
new Undertaker gong.
The new Undertaker gong. And there, he just says, Roddy, I hope you're ready. Tonight's your opportunity, your chance. Do it for Marina. Woo! 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 That fired up Roderick Strong. And then we get right into things with a NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. Lio Rush versus Jordan Devlin.
Now, this is the match that we had the number one contenders match last week Wednesday for.
Yes.
Did anybody really believe Lio was going to win this?
Actually, I think a lot of people did. I felt like that was kind of like the direction they were going almost. Like, because Jordan Devlin, again, isn't exactly a super strong champion. So I felt like that was, it felt like, put the title on Devlin. That was a cool moment. Let's get that right back off. But no, they actually doubled down here tonight.
Like the Zack Ryder IC title run?
Yeah. Like, that was a cool moment the very next night. Yeah, you're going to lose that.
Yeah, sorry, you're going to drop the title on Raw. What?
But yeah, no, they doubled down on Jordan Devlin tonight, which, okay, I mean, I'm not saying that Jordan Devlin isn't fantastic in the ring. He just doesn't have a lot of charisma, and I feel like there's just be better faces for the Cruiserweight brand. It's just my opinion. The only upside to Lio Rush losing this match is that now you can get some more talent into the Cruiserweight title picture, because that's kind of been the biggest thing now. Is like, yeah, it's cool to see these guys go at it, but what's the real value in the Cruiserweight title right now? It's been on a dead show for a couple years now. No one's really cared. It has no value. So at least now if you start building the brand, putting more people in the title picture, I might actually care.
The interesting thing is most of the guys who've been competing for the title are not guys from 205 Live.
Yeah.
Since Lio Rush took the title off of Tony Nese? Or was it the other Drew?
No,
Gulak.
it was Drew Gulak.
Gulak.
It was Drew
They look
Gulak.
the same, right?
Essentially.
Yeah, they're the same guy. Goatee, long hair, same guy.
That tells you how much we care about 205 Live, right?
So after he took the belt off, Drew Gulak never went back. None of those guys have challenged. No Gulak, no Nice, no Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. No, Cedric's too busy getting squashed on Monday Night Raw.
Well, and a lot of their talent left. TJP's gone.
Yeah.
Rich Swann got the broom.
We don't talk about Rich Swann, even though he was found not guilty in this case. In fact, the case was dropped. So.
And now he's fantastic in Impact.
In Impact Wrestling, yeah, where all the ex-cons go apparently.
Moose.
Yep. So, no, this was... Yeah, let's talk about this match a little bit. You think Lio Rush, you don't think technical ability.
Yeah.
And we talked about this on Sunday night with some of the more indie-style guys, like, trying to say, oh, we can slow it down. We can do slow-paced technical wrestling. Lio Rush is not one of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good match for what it was, but at the same time, it's like Devlin slowed down the match. It was really difficult to appreciate like the full potential of a Devlin Lio Rush match.
Yeah, this should have been
slowed down.
This should have been kind of what they did at what was it? Worlds Collide. More style of match like that. Play into your strengths. I know Devlin can take matches slow, but he can also pick things up. So you're in the ring with someone like a Lio Rush. Play to his strengths, and his strength isn't, grappling, like grapple style. So,
Doing the graps.
No. So, Devlin Driver for the win. Cool. We then go backstage to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And
You stupid SOB. You ruined it. But guess what? Ya boy was right.
yeah, so we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now.
No. How long ago did I call this? A month ago?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks' time, we will be getting Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox in a steel cage. Are you listening now, Vince?
Yeah, so they were backstage bragging about what happened. Raquel Gonzalez explains why she aligned herself with Dakota, essentially that she was tired of seeing the same faces go over week in and week out.
So many people have stepped over me in their way in my way to get to the big brand, and I've been stuck at the PC. Performance Center, by the way.
Which, wouldn't Dakota Kai technically be one of those people?
Yes, Dakota Kai is one of those people.
Yeah, so don't really get the motivation.
Although, to be fair,
there.
Dakota Kai was in the Performance Center for a little while. She did get her comeuppance. It's not like Tegan Nox, who literally just shot straight up the charts.
Yeah, so I still don't get the relationship there. Or the explanation was pretty poor.
Yeah.
But then Regal comes out and he goes, well, you think you're untouchable, right? Well, that's fine. Well, you will be, because you're going to have another match with Tegan Nox, and there's going to be no interference because it's going to be inside a steel cage. So this match isn't happening at a takeover. It's not happening any special events. It's happening on a random episode of NXT.
Which means I was extra right.
Which means we're probably getting something like a cell or something at Takeover.
Hell in a cell.
Yay. So...
Wow, I'm like really, really hyped up. That was way too much caffeine.
No, you're excited about this match. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of done with this feud. I don't care.
I can't wait.
I mean, if you give me more reason to care, and you kind of push Raquel out of the storyline, then maybe I'll care more.
You know what the downside with steel cage matches between these two?
What?
Dakota Kai's going to win via escape. If only there were a steel cage match in which the rules did not allow for escape.
And well, they've done steel cage matches in the past where you can't win by escape. So,
like the Lunatics Asylum match?
Yeah. So, I mean, If only, I mean, it's a possibility.
If
So
only that was a thing. If only that existed somewhere.
if only. So we go on next to a debut. Austin Theory, welcome to NXT.
Okay, so look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. We get a little swerve here, and it kind of makes me angry because look, I was excited to see Austin
We
Theory
got swerve?
debut. Oh, God. Austin Theory has been killing it on the indies for years. His name was thrown out there alongside the likes of Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. He comes from the same kind of lineage through Evolve, and Austin Theory has been a fantastic wrestler. To see him finally debut on NXT, I was so excited, and then Tommaso Ciampa just walks out to the ring.
Beat him down.
Comes out to the ring, starts cutting a promo. Theory walks over to me and goes, "Not today, kid. Not today."
So then Austin Theory's just like, okay. He respects it. So then Ciampa goes on this rant talking about how he knows why Johnny Gargano attacked him, because there's one thing when it comes to me and the NXT Championship is that I'm forever linked with Johnny Gargano. So there's an X factor here. If I ever want to get my life back, Johnny Gargano needs to not be in NXT. And then Austin tries it.
Yeah, Austin goes after him. Ciampa catches him. He says something clever, then rolls out of the ring. Theory tries for a tope
tries it again, and then
gets absolutely clobbered with a knee strike to the face.
It wasn't even a tope. He just charged at him.
Yeah.
And he just tried it, and then Ciampa goes, okay, I warned you, and then he just starts going to town on poor Austin.
He snapped.
So
Psycho killer.
I love this segment. I don't like who you did it to, and this isn't the first time we've seen a false debut, where you bring somebody out and then just for them to get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, it's different when
for
it's
a
someone like,
storyline.
I don't know, Eva Marie.
Yeah, like
Austin Theory has so much promise.
And it's just like, you kind of made it seem like, oh, he's just some, random new guy. But it's like, no, this is Austin Theory. Like, this guy's amazing. So, I didn't like that. But it's an easy thing to rebound from. But, just a personal thing. And then we get some tag team action. We actually get some new names thrown in here tonight.
Yeah, so we have the Grizzled Young Vets versus local jobbers.
No.
Local jobbers.
So, those of you that are fans of NXT will remember Raul Mendoza. He was showcased in the Cruiserweight Classic the first time around.
And Joaquin Wilde.
What a guy. Yeah.
So, one local jobber and Raul Mendoza.
Yeah, so this was actually a decent match because give Joaquin Wilde his credit. He's actually very good in the ring. And Raul Mendoza always been fantastic. So you knew who was going to win. It's going to be Grizz Young Vets. And they did win with a ticket to Mayhem. And then they cut a promo talking about America, saying that they call this the land of the free and the home of the brave. No, this is the
land of the neckbeards and the home of the ignorant Yanks.
Kind of cut me off there.
Well, it's because you are a neckbeard.
Look at that thing.
Your hands smell very nice.
Get away from me. So, yeah, and so it's America, and then we get Nigel McGuinness on commentary getting all too excited, talking about the British are coming. So,
wow, thanks, Paul Revere.
And then we do actually find out later on the Forgotten Sons on Twitter
spit that out.
Call out the Grizzly Young Vets because, they're super patriotic apparently. So they go, oh, okay, that's where we're going. So they want some of the Grizzly Young Veterans. So that's going to be a match. I'm assuming they didn't announce anything, but I'll be interested in seeing that. I mean, I don't like the whole British versus America thing we're doing, but
so hear me out. Hear me out. This is one of those nice little booking segments we're gonna do.
Oh,
This is a book segment. So the Forgotten Sons announce that they have been given a right from God to expand. Call it manifest destiny, if you will.
Oh, God, stop.
And they begin to absorb other tag teams in the name of manifest destiny.
I don't... No.
It's just goofy enough that Vince would be okay with it.
But Vince doesn't run NXT.
Then put them on the main roster. I mean, they're not doing anything in NXT anyways.
Oh,
I'd rather see that on SmackDown than dog food.
I don't want to see either one of these ideas. You're about as crazy as Vince. Yeah. So, next we get the Broserweights. Yes, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne come out to celebrate their tag team title match victory. And first thing Matt Riddle says is, Bro, where's our golf cart?
You got it impounded, you idiot.
And then they start talking about... first of all, Matt Riddle calls himself a Stallion. He goes, yeah, Stallion Riddle partied hard. I know Stallion Dunn partied hard, but Stallion Cup partied a little too hard, bro. And
he got hit with one of those wellness policy violations.
So he's suspended for 30 days, bro. Bro.
Oh my God, do you get it? Weed jokes.
Yep. Yep.
Your trophy was smoking weed.
How? Yep. Yep. I love Matt Riddle. I love it. I think it's hilarious. It really is. It's so stupid that it works. Yeah. And especially Pete Dunne just kind of being a victim in the whole situation.
Yep, pretty much. He's like, look, we want a title together, but could you please just go away?
And then, speaking of people that I thought went away, Oney Lorcan. Yeah, didn't you get released or something like that?
Danny Burch. Why is this a match?
Well, they're a tag team.
Wow. Shocking. I had no idea based on the fact that they come out in identical gear.
Well, they already did that, though. So, it just, they were just like, yeah, here's they did the Matt Riddle and the, what's it called, Pete Dunne thing, where they just kind of became a tag team.
I'm aware.
When's the last time we watched NXT before? So.
Never. I just watched. Wow, I just contradicted myself. I'm so tired. No, I just usually kept up on results and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
No, shout out to those other YouTubers that are doing the same thing as us. We do it better, and you know it.
So, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch come out, and they are going to face the team of the Broserweights. So, nice to see Danny Burch as a tag team partner back. Nice to see Oney Lorcan back in NXT. Didn't think you were going to win this match, and you didn't. Broserweight. It was a very, very close match, though. I mean, no one has ever knocked the in-ring ability of these four, and Oney Lorcan looked like he was out of a cannon throughout this whole match. I mean, he was on fire. He's definitely happy to be back in NXT competing on television, not just in dark matches. And the crowd was hot for him. Danny Burch, you've always kind of been the for me in that stable. I do like you, Danny Burch, but you've always been the lesser of the two. Obviously, the Broserweights looked fantastic. Matt Riddle always performs to the highest of his ability. And Pete Dunne, again, just a technical masterpiece. So,
yeah, we'd say that Matt Riddle is fantastic.
Okay, Marinello. So, yeah, Broserweights pick up the victory here. And then we cut backstage to just Roderick Strong in the Undisputed Era. And Roderick Strong's basically just saying that he wants to fight in his match against Velveteen alone. He's got to do this for himself and his family.
Because, that's how the UE runs.
Yep. So, next, Keith Lee comes out and before he even gets a word out, he's immediately interrupted by Kona Reeves. Again, another guy we haven't seen in forever. Welcome back to NXT, Kona Reeves. And
it was a quick dispatch.
Well, yeah, immediately as he picks up the microphone, Keith Lee just trucks him, looks at the ref and goes, "You can ring the bell now." And then, yeah, big bang catastrophe for the 1, 2, 3. And just when I'm like, all right, squash match, segment over, I was like ready to fast forward through, and then Dijakovic comes out. He grabs the microphone, and he just goes, "I'm not ready to move on.
I had you beat.
If I didn't go for that Spanish fly, I'd have put you away, but I hurt my back.
Instead of finishing you, I finished my back. And that's why I couldn't hit the feast your eyes."
So Keith Lee, he's obviously just tired of the excuses, and he goes, "Look, I'm tired of the excuses, but I did win the title, regardless. But no matter where we go when we fight, whether it's in Full Sail, whether it's in Portland, I hear two
Fight forever.
words.
Fight forever."
So as far as I'm concerned, we can fight forever. As long as you can get the clearance of Sir William Regal, that is.
And of course, Regal will sign off. It's just a matter of when, where, and why, and all that.
So this is like the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Like these two are just linked together for the remainder, forever in their career. Like they're just always going to fight, and it's always going to be a great match. So I'm okay with it. I wish you'd move on though, like so we could, not because I don't like the match, but because I want to see someone else
versus Keith Lee.
Because Dijakovic is amazing, but you need to push somebody else. What happens when Dijakovic isn't there?
Well, and not just that, but you continually will be putting Keith Lee over, because
you're not gonna hot potato the title, are you?
Oh boy, it's gonna be another Sasha Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't want to see that
every month.
I mean, they're in this like weird spot where they both respect each other, but they're still like enemies. So it's like, I'm assuming at one point one of these people snap. I mean, you could do the Dijakovic goes over finally, and then Keith Lee snaps, which I don't want to see that because he's one of the most over baby faces in the company. Or you could have Keith Lee win again, and then that's how Dijakovic snaps, which I don't want to see an angry Dijakovic because that's not good for anybody.
Nope.
So this could go a couple different routes, or you could just continuously just have them fight over and over again, which they may very well do.
Fight forever.
Fight forever.
Yep. And then we get our main event.
Yeah. So, Chelsea Green versus Caden Carter.
Okay, so maybe we don't get our main event right away. Look, I was really just hoping to skip this, because what are you thinking?
Well, the match was really just kind of a prop to get Bianca Belair some airtime. So this match happens. It's really bad, and then Bianca Belair just kind of Kanye style gets in the ring, grabs a microphone.
Wait, I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna let y'all finish. I promise. But Charlotte, she calls out Charlotte and just basically goes, "I told you, you don't even go here." So look, you want to attack me after my match with Rhea Ripley? All right. So it doesn't matter if we do it in Full Sail. It doesn't matter if we do it over there on Raw. Wherever you are, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to whoop that ass. I'm coming for you.
Your ass is mine.
So she gets out the ring, and the match continues. They literally just took a break, like a pause mid-match, and everyone was okay with it.
That is how bad this match was.
It was actually funny, too, because when Bianca slid in the ring, like, I think it was Caden Carter went to, like, take a swing at her, and she was like, whoa, like, we cool. Like, I'm just here to say my piece, and then y'all continue. And that's exactly what happened. Yep. We get a Robert Stone interference, which leads to the unprettier for the Chelsea Green victory. So again, the only thing we got out of this is by the way, Chelsea Green, that's her first victory on NXT, in case you cared. I know you don't. But Again, biggest thing we got out of this is that we're going to see now a potential Charlotte versus Bianca Belair match, which, yes, please.
Welcome to Wednesday Night Raw.
Yeah, and even more still, this also kind of feeds into my theory that I've been saying forever, which we could potentially now get that triple threat at WrestleMania weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know where they're going to go with this, and I'm very interested to see. That's one of the biggest things they did on the show tonight, to be honest with you.
You know what would be cool? Just because I'm not a huge fan of the triple threat idea, have Charlotte versus Bianca at TakeOver, and then have Charlotte versus Rhea at Mania.
They don't let them do double duty WrestleMania weekend though. Not when the match is that big, because you know that match with Rhea is going to be one of the last couple matches on the card.
Yeah.
So they won't do that. Not with Charlotte. So it'll probably it'll either be a triple threat or Charlotte will beat Bianca in a match, and then she'll go on to face Rhea, and Bianca just won't be involved in the storyline, which makes me very sad. But I mean, it is what it is. I've accepted that at this point. But we now get to our main event, and that is Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong. And this match was very, very good, although it wasn't what I expected. This was a lot of Roderick Strong having the advantage, like, the entire match. Velveteen, you could tell that he's had time off in the ring.
Ring rust, yeah,
definitely very ring rusty. Still looked good, but just not as explosive, not as high octane as he normally is.
Little clumsy on a couple of reverse attempts.
Yep. So it'll take a little bit for him to get back into peak form, but this was still a pretty good match. Definitely worth the main event spot, I'd say. And at one point, we see Velveteen take off. He's wearing like a full body piece outfit. Just not your best look, but thankfully he takes it off, and underneath he reveals his tights have Marina's face on the front and the back.
Dead center in the front.
Dead center in the front.
Her mouth is perfectly positioned.
And right on the back, just on both cheeks. So he then goes to hit the Purple Rainmaker, and out comes the Undisputed Era. He, of course, dives and takes out the other three members of UE. Slides back into the ring. You think that Roderick Strong is going to cheat his way to victory, but Velveteen doesn't allow that. Hits the Dream Valley Driver for the victory, but the Undisputed Era, like a pack of jackals, just immediately attack Dream after the match.
Jackals, let's hunt.
That's a Modern Warfare reference.
It's pop culture references.
For like the one of you that maybe plays Call of Duty.
Pop culture references.
You stay over there for a second.
Yeah.
So, Undisputed Era, they pounce on Velveteen Dream. They beat him down. And Roderick Strong, for the moment, has gotten his comeuppance on Velveteen Dream. And that is how NXT ends. So, as we stated at the beginning, not the greatest showing for NXT. Not bad. NXT
it wasn't bad.
NXT has only put on one
bad show, and
it was the same week that AEW put on
one bad show.
So this is bad for NXT, I guess.
Yep.
Especially after coming out of TakeOver Portland. But I guess when you, for a lack of better words, blow your load in one night, then you just you got nothing else.
That
right?
was a great image for all of your family watching.
So, match of the night. What's yours?
Roddy Strong and Velveteen. It definitely was match of the night for me.
You know, as much as I want to give it to the the Keith Lee match, no, it's going to be the Roderick Strong and I don't know why the name was escaping me for a second. I had a mind
and
fart
Prince.
there. And Prince, yes. And the man formerly known as...
The wrestler formerly known as the Velveteen Dream.
Yes, that was my match of the night. MVP...
Velveteen.
Yeah, it's probably Velveteen. Nothing else of importance really happened on this show, so... Yeah, let's move on to what was the show of the night, and that is kind of what we've been waiting for as well. AEW Dynamite and
live from Atlanta, Georgia,
and you know
from the State Farm Arena.
You know what's happening tonight.
Okay. First of all, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where's Sean Spears? 10 days away from AEW Revolution. Not spelled the same way. Live.
Just with an R, no W.
In Chicago. Downtown Chicago this time. Yep. So live in Chicago. We are 10 days away, and we kick things off with the Tag Team Battle Royale to determine who will face the champions.
So you can't even like break this down because there's just so much happening. So this is a cluster. The big thing about this match is that they do it a little different in AEW.
As they do everything a little different in AEW. So the rules are, instead of in WWE, one person from a tag team gets eliminated, the whole team is eliminated. Here, when one member is eliminated, they're the only member eliminated. A tag team is only eliminated when both members have been eliminated. Not necessarily at the same time either. So, we get a couple small tag teams, Strong Hearts, the Hybrid 2.
I mean, Shima. I like Shima.
Yeah, I like Shima too.
I didn't know he was a tag team specialist though, apparently.
The Dark Order, but not Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, because they're too busy waiting for Matt Hardy.
Yeah, they're just kind of chilling. Speaking
against every warning. Don't think we didn't catch that, Matt.
Yeah, so Dark Order is just kind of chilling in the crowd, and they say that the Exalted One is near.
No kidding.
Shima gets eliminated, and as he's walking out to the back, the Dark Order offers him a mask, and he doesn't say yes, and he doesn't say no.
And my favorite line is Tony Schiavone says, well, you never know. The Exalted One could be watching right now.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing about this is that the countdown's getting shorter. How they literally go, the Exalted One is very, very close, as Matt's contract is up in 2-3 weeks.
March 1st.
March 1st.
He is eligible to be on the March 3rd episode of AEW Dynamite.
Well, there you go. So, yeah, the Exalted One is near.
Very, very close to debuting in all Delete Wrestling.
Yikes. So a couple more eliminations happen. We get down to the end with, what was it, Nick Jackson?
Yeah, Matt Jackson.
Pardon me.
Nick Jackson was eliminated very early in the match. We have Matt Jackson, Ortiz, Santana, and Ortiz, Trent, and the Butcher.
Yes.
The final five.
So what was kind of funny is you had a freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy kind of hanging out at ringside. You also had the bunny chilling at ringside too. She actually led to a distraction earlier in the match, which cost Jungle Boy.
Well, I mean, I'd be distracted too.
And then you did see at one point when one of the best friends was almost eliminated. I believe it was Chuck.
It may have been, yeah.
That's actually when Cassidy appeared. He caught him on the outside of the ring, gave the thumbs up. So he's just kind of waiting around the ring, arms outstretched, ready to catch him at any point in the match. And then the bunny comes over and hands in pockets.
How you doing?
And she puts her finger on him and then kicks him in the bollocks.
Right in the nads, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, the elimination of one was it Trent?
Yes, Trent. Trent Beretta.
Trent Beretta.
Don't call me Beretta.
Would follow shortly. We do get some inner circle of interference, which this was hilarious. The fact that you had Sammy Guevara just kind of roaming around the ring, doing his own thing. I thought that was kind of funny. And then what's not funny is what happens to Sammy Guevara, because in the said interference in the match, he almost dies. So Matt Jackson is in the ring. He's unaware. Sammy Guevara goes to the top rope, goes for some type of maneuver, and he gets his head taken off.
Let's rewind for just a moment. So the Butcher does get eliminated by Matt Jackson. But the proud and powerful Santana and Ortiz dump Matt Jackson over the top rope. And they think that he's been eliminated. He skins the cat, obviously. And Sammy Guevara is running around the ring doing the yes chant. Okay. And then he gets his bastard head taken off.
Yeah, so Matt Jackson caught him with a super kick, except he pulled up like at the very last second.
Too late.
So he almost like wasn't almost like a kick. It was almost like his whole leg just kind of like decapitated him. It was bad.
He kicked his head off.
Yeah, it was bad. I thought Sammy was like unconscious. That was bad. So it would be Matt Jackson who would go on to win this match, which means the Young Bucks are victorious, and they will face the winner of the Lucha Brothers versus the Elite, a.k.a.
the Alcoholic and the Cleaner?
Yeah, a.k.a. Kenny Omega and one Hangman Adam Page.
So we move on now to the second match of the night, which is women's action.
Alien versus Alien.
I still don't think that lands right.
So it's Shana, who is dressed as a member of the Dragon Ball Z team. She's like a female Goku. She even does a Kamehameha pose. And Chris Statlander, whose gimmick is that she's an alien from the, I don't even know.
Andromeda system.
System?
Yeah, so when you first said Alien versus Alien, I didn't get the right vibes, because, Shauna is Portuguese and from France.
No nonsense. This isn't Latino hour.
So, Chris Statlander, you mentioned it. She just looks fantastic in the ring.
Yeah, I'm not a fan though of the
boop?
Yeah, I don't.
Dude, the boop is my move.
I don't like the alien gimmick at all. It's goofy.
It is goofy, but
and it's not the right kind of goofy either, where it's like it's just dumb enough to get over. Like, I don't see this long term working out for her.
Oh, I definitely see the boop getting over. I don't see the alien.
The boop is just silly. So yeah, it's
this is the thing. Chris Statlander, for as much as I know, has always kind of had that gimmick.
Yeah.
And she's over enough that she got signed.
Well, but the thing is, she's over as an in-ring competitor. No one gives a damn about the alien part of her gimmick.
That's fair.
So as long as you don't have her start cutting promos about, landing in Area 51, which they did talk about that on commentary.
So how did she get here? And Excalibur starts explaining it, and JR goes, I really regret having ever asked
Sorry
that.
I asked. Yeah. By the way, Britt Baker is on this commentary. You wouldn't know it because she said all of 5 things.
Yeah, she was pretty quiet except for saying, it doesn't matter if you're 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, or if you're the champion. Who's the one on all the billboards? Who's the one on commentary right now? Who's the one that's always trending on the internet? And she's right.
She's kind of right, minus the billboard part, stuff like that. Like, she's not really on any... If anything, you see Riho on the opening set. So... Yeah, we follow this matchup, which, by the way, Chris Statlander wins. Like, anyone thought that Shauna was going to win.
Yeah, again, Chris Statlander looks good. She looks strong. She's one of the most muscular women in the division.
Yeah.
Not withholding Nyla Rose.
Yeah, and speaking of the native beast,
Speaking of, your ass is mine!
Yeah, so we get an interview with Nyla Rose. That's right. She speaks. This interview was the most impassioned, most terrifying
I was
thing.
so scared.
I thought she was gonna come to the screen and fight me. She's ready to go, man. I love it.
Is that the reception that a champion deserves?
Yeah, she was visibly annoyed by the crowd's reaction, which, again, AEW Universe, what...
You should be cheering. She is your hero.
You should be worshiping this woman.
She saved you.
Why is she a heel? don't get it. She's so... I don't get it. But, yeah, she's obviously, like us, annoyed by the crowd reaction, so she starts going off on them. She calls them a bunch of annoying... Bees. But she says that she's the queen bee in this hive. And she says, you know, I should have been the first women's champion. And she says, that's okay, though, because all this time of not being able to fight for the championship... Shots at you, Riho.
I got hungry.
And when I get hungry, I break bitches. Yikes.
And then she says, there's nobody like me in the women's division. Nobody can stack up against me in the women's division.
And then she says she's going to be a forever champion, a one-time champion. No one is ever going to beat her.
And then Chris Statlander comes out. To which... I popped a little.
I was like, oh.
That's a match I'd like to see.
Okay. And then she goes for the boop, and Nyla Rose. Like, you think I'm afraid of the boop?
You gonna boop me? you gonna boop me?
And she boops the title. And Nyla didn't like that.
Not at all.
But it didn't matter, because as soon as she was, like, hulking up, ready to, like, beat down Statlander... Swole comes out?
Big Swole comes out and goes, oh, you the queen bee? I'm the queen bitch.
Yeah, she hulks herself up, talks, she's like, you know, flexing on Nyla Rose, and she was like ready to fight right there. Now you want to talk about stuff that I pop for. That's the match I want to see.
I'm down with that
I
too.
need to see Big Swole versus Nyla Rose for the championship, because you want to talk about a big lady. Swole.
One might say that I am ODB on that. I'm sorry.
I have to do this with him every week.
3 times a week.
I popped for that. This whole segment was fantastic. Seriously, I didn't know Nyla Rose was this good on the mic, and why was she... It just makes me more angry. Why was she not your women's champion from the start? She shows up every week. She can speak on the mic very well. She's amazing in the ring.
I can only think of one thing. Hear me out. There's a possibility people would have... You know how people are.
But those people are stupid people are gonna be around regardless.
You're really gonna make your first women's champion someone who used to be a dude? That's what people are gonna say. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But those people are never gonna go away. And the fact that you made her champion, I mean, they're gonna say that regardless.
Exactly. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Nyla is one of the most fantastic competitors I have ever seen in a ring.
She's amazing. So. Just the fact, if that is the reason that AEW held the title off.
AEW is a very inclusive company.
Yeah.
They're the first, epilepsy-friendly company or whatever it is that they, sensory-friendly company. They're huge with inclusion.
I don't know, with that Caesar warning that comes out every time Cody has an entrance, I don't know.
or Pac's, little vignettes
or whatever the hell that was for the steel cage reveal later on in the night. You sure about that one?
Yeah, they're the first sensory friendly company. So I doubt it, but I mean, there are people out there like that.
Yeah,
you people are what make me sick.
If that is the reason that they held the title, like, I'm not saying it is, but if it is, then that's just disappointing. That's disheartening if it was.
It genuinely makes me sick when people make comments like that. Like, I was reading the comment section on Instagram after Nyla Rose won the title, and there were people saying that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Yeah, genuinely, what's wrong with you? Like, if you're going to say that to a sport, you maybe have an argument. This is pro wrestling. This is where Santino Marella won Miss WrestleMania, okay?
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna touch on the subject of real sports or whatever. Like, I'm not.
Me either,
I'm
because
not gonna touch on that.
I'm in the same boat with real sports.
But
I am.
But I do like the fact that Dustin Rhodes came out to defend Nyla Rose after she won the title, and those people we were talking about were critiquing her. He said, like, look, it's absolutely disgusting that you guys are attacking her. My son's trans.
Yep.
So that was nice that he came out and said that. He didn't have to say anything, but he felt obligated to defend Nyla Rose. So I like that. I like the fact that she is our champion now, and I hope she holds the belt for a long time, hopefully longer than Riho. So next we get Jon Moxley versus I'm not gonna do that, versus Jeff Cobb. Really got to get a new name, bud.
And the most important thing is we got tickets.
Yeah, so the Inner Circle come out, and they just are openly mocking the Baron Corbin spot from SmackDown last week, which everything from SmackDown deserves to be mocked. But
there are 3 chairs that are very clearly not a part of the regular seating arrangement. Right in the front row that just so happened to be empty.
And as Jericho is shouting, "We have tickets," JR on commentary goes, "They definitely don't have tickets. This show sold out in like 2 days."
Yeah.
So
it was like, it's sold out in minutes. There's no way they have tickets.
Yeah, so I did think that was kind of funny, making fun of the stupidity of the segment of SmackDown last
the
week.
additional funny thing is, by him saying that, either you're saying the spot on SmackDown is stupid, or hey, SmackDown couldn't even sell out their front row. There's no way they got tickets. This has been sold out for days. And Baron Corbin has tickets right in the front row. Yeah, you probably could have walked up and bought those.
It's not the first time on this show that AEW takes a shot at WWE.
And it won't be the last. My God, JR, you savage.
So, this match was great.
Jeff Cobb is a hulking little human being.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and this match was everything that it needed to be. So this wasn't like a close back and forth. This was an ass kicking.
Yep, Jeff Cobb was taking it to Jon Moxley.
Beat the crap out of him.
You know what? This was everything it needed to be and more. You know why?
They got the finish right.
Because we got Taz on commentary.
Well, yeah, that
Taz, welcome to AEW Dynamite for your second show now. You were on for one match.
For a match, yeah.
I don't know what was going on with Tony Schiavone. I mean, his voice was cracking all night. So
yeah, you probably could have just kept Taz the whole night.
Oh, we miss you, Taz. That's literally, I'll just say it, best commentary duo in the business, JR and Taz. I could listen to those guys all day. And Excalibur has come such a long way on the mic.
Yeah, so...
And then there's Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, so
Who's just Taz reincarnate.
What made this match great for me is the fact that they did everything that I said they were supposed to do with this match. Not to pat myself on the back, but like everything. Like it wasn't, Moxley just because he's undefeated, just whooping down on Jeff Cobb. They didn't, bury Moxley either. I mean, because Moxley did get his licks in, but they presented Jeff Cobb as a monster before this week, and then they showed you why he said monster in this match. And they got the finish right, because no one looks weak in this finish. They
got the finish perfect.
And it wasn't the played out stereotypical, interference, DQ type deal. Like, they didn't go the cheap route of the Inner Circle interfering.
It was the perfect roll-up spot.
Yes, so... you go for a Jeff Cobb goes for a suplex from the top rope, and then he goes for the pin, and Moxley turns it into a pinfall for victory for the 1, 2, 3. Jeff Cobb just completely caught off guard, like he wasn't injured or anything. He had just hit Moxley with a suplex from the top rope, and he just it was his momentum. He just kind of turned it into it.
Yeah, it looked. Now this is just me. It looked like he was trying to do the whole locomotion thing that the Bucks do and pick him up for a second suplex.
Yeah, he was going for that John Cena spot.
Yeah.
And
then Hulk up and roll through.
Yep, and then it just looked like
Moxley, he started rolling. Moxley caught the leg.
Like, oh, okay, you're doing that, cool. And then holds on. So he shocks the world. He shocks shocked Jeff Cobb, and which, by the way, what's even funnier about this is that it kind of plays into the both men don't look weak. Because there was earlier in the match, Jeff Cobb could have won the match.
And, yes, Jeff Cobb actually lifts the head off the mat.
Yes.
Earlier in the match, saying, I'm not done with you.
He wanted to inflict more punishment.
The face of Jericho at that point was fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb hit a swanton bomb.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I know he's super athletic. Like, again, for those of you who have not taken my advice and gone and watched Matanza Cueto's debut at Lucha Underground and seen the standing shooting star press done by this massive human being, go do it.
Yeah.
But, Jesus. He's massive. He's athletic. This guy, you know what? Jeff Cobb versus Keith Lee. Dream match. Dream match. We'll never see it, but dream match.
Yeah, so after Moxley stunned the world, the Inner Circle just beat down on Moxley immediately. But then Dustin Rhodes comes out to save the day, except he gets beat down too.
Well, it's one of those spots where he comes in to save the day, and then he locks eyes with Hager and goes, yeah, I'm just going to beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, so then he gets beat down, but then we get the return of Darby Allin.
And that pop, though.
Yeah. Darby also was in a suit, which never thought I'd see that.
But the cool thing about the suit, this side had white writing all over it.
Yep. So he skates down to the ring, picks up the skateboard, and just starts going to town on all the members of the Inner Circle.
Hits Jericho with it, blocks a low blow from Hager with it, and then he gets his hands on Sammy Guevara.
Yes.
Then he hits Jeff Cobb with it, and then Moxley hits the paradigm shift on Cobb. Standing alone in the ring, Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho.
Fantastic.
And they fight.
Yep.
The brawling spot, just raining down punches on one another. Bless you. Jericho then weasels his way out of the ring, walks back up the ramp. But we finally get, for the first time since Double or Nothing, a real brawl spot where both men look strong going into it. There have been the couple where, Jericho just beats down and, stabs Moxley in the eye, or the smashing of a champagne bottle over the head of Jericho. This is the first time both men get some licks in.
Well, Moxley definitely got the better of
Jericho.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, he sends him out of the ring. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. You get the stare down, and first time these two were able to actually, really get their hands on each other. So I enjoyed that. But we got to move on here because we got still two more matches. And
both of them were out of this world, starting with the Tag Team Championship match.
So we get the Lucha Brothers versus the Elite, a.k.a. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, who was all business on his way to the ring tonight.
I'm going to be honest with you. This was a sit back and watch classic. Didn't take a ton of notes. There were a lot of spots that happened. It was just a great match.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Both teams looked great. They got their licks in. Lucha Bros, I've said it before, are one of the three best tag teams in the world. Undebatably, you can fight me. They are one of the three best tag teams in the world, if not the best tag team in the world. Their only debate, in AEW at least, is the Young Bucks. So, yeah, they're amazing. But Kenny and Page definitely held their own. I mean, they are the tag champions for a reason, and they showed you why. While the Lucha Bros definitely had better chemistry for years of teaming together, you got Hangman Adam Page just, again, carrying kind of, due point to the match, the team on their back. Kenny does get injured at one point, kayfabe injured in the match. And there's one point where Hangman Adam Page has to tag in Kenny. They're going to go for a tag spot, and you could tell that Kenny just wasn't ready to get tagged in. As once the Lucha Bros start fighting out of it, Kenny, obviously the weak link in said tag team as he's injured, wasn't able to complete the sequence, and that gets the Lucha Bros back on top. You actually see at one point too, similar spot to what happened last week, the missed buckshot lariat connecting on his own tag team partner. and that went for a near fall.
I mean, look, if Kenny is going to sit there and hold the guy while he's doing a buckshot, you got to expect you're going to get hit once or twice, right?
Yeah, they, after the buckshot lariat on Kenny, the Lucha Bros hit the, what's it called?
The Penta Driver, right?
Penta Driver, yeah. I thought that was it.
1, 2, kick out.
And it was like that. Like, it was that close.
Kenny Omega at one point hits the Tiger Driver 98.
For another very close near fall.
And then Kenny goes, it's over. I'm done.
Yep.
Puts him up on the shoulders for the one-winged angel, and Rey Fenix realizes
nope.
where he is, and he goes, nope, not doing this.
He fought of that one real quick. In the end, though, it is the Buckshot V-Trigger combination for the victory of the Elite. And the whole Elite actually comes out because the Young Bucks come out to celebrate the victory. And they're pulling Kenny to one side, and Hangman Page is yanking Kenny to the other. They're like fighting over who can celebrate with Kenny. And then Kenny's just like, guys. He like shakes them off. And he's like, no more of that. And then Page just goes, screw it, rolls out the ring, starts asking fans.
Literally goes,
who's got a beer? Who's got a beer? Takes one. I would say chugs it, but he's spilling all down. I was like, dude, you spilled more beer than you
were as
drank.
good at chugging that beer as Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah. So,
looking at you, Rodgers.
Spilled it all down the front of him, throws the cup, says, screw it, I need another. And
at least our QB can chug a beer.
Yeah, he grabs another beer and chugs it. So that was cool. We are going to get the Kenny and Hangman Page versus Young Bucks match. Don't know how what they're gonna do with that yet.
I bet you the Bucks go over. It sets up a Kenny versus Hangman spot at Double or Nothing.
That, or we see a Young Bucks heel turn.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with both.
Yeah, I think I would definitely prefer the swerve of the Young Bucks turning heel because I think everyone's expecting Hangman Page to be the guy that turns. So just the swerve of it being the Young Bucks, I think, would be better for long-term booking and just for the shock value personally.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. We do get our main event in a steel cage, the debut of the All Elite Wrestling steel cage.
Damn,
son.
That is a cage. All right.
So this cage, it's bigger than the WWE steel cage, and it's about half their typical Hell in a Cell, which is normally 50 feet in the air. So
let's find out. Let me.
I know the one from WrestleMania a couple years ago that Shane jumped off of, that was 50 feet in the air. So this steel cage was 25 feet tall. It was huge. It dwarfs the steel cage that WWE typically uses. It's got these large steel beam type things on the four corners of the cage, and it doesn't connect to the ring. So there's actually a little gap between the cage wall and the ring. So there's a little space that you can fall and walk around in. So the commentators even addressed that, saying that you could fall awkwardly, break an arm, break a leg. So adds to the dimension of the match. This thing is beautiful. It's kind of like a combination of the WWE and TNA steel cage. If you haven't seen the TNA steel cage, go Google that image. I think my friend here's got the height.
So according to my very reliable source, WWE's Hell in a Cell currently is 20 foot tall.
There's no way.
No, the one at Mania was
I was going to say, they said it was 50 feet tall, so...
Well, they also sold out Jerry World.
Yeah, so...
Isn't that what they said? 180 bajillion thousand people.
Yeah. Dude, WWE does tend to stretch the truth a little bit, but you can also tell just by looking at it that it was, bigger than the average cage or so we're going to say... It was on par for the average WWE Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it would be the same height as the average Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, about on par. So it's huge. It's as I just explained. It's massive. It looks amazing. And there's actually a little difference here in the AEW steel cage match and a regular WWE steel cage match. Nick, would you like to explain said difference, as you made reference to it earlier?
There's no victory by escape.
And JR,
oh my gosh. Nuts. Isn't that nuts?
And JR even says, as it should have been all along. So, bang bang shots to WWE yet again.
So I started blasting.
Yeah. So, yeah, you cannot escape the cage either up top or through the door.
Oh, you can.
Win.
You won't win.
Yeah,
you finished your sentence after I interjected. I'm sorry.
Yep. So, yeah, you cannot win via escaping the cage in any manner. You can leave, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So, I like that concept. It's as it should be all along, every time. WWE, are you listening?
Yep. There's one, count it, one downside to their version of the steel cage. A little flimsy.
Yeah, I know you were a little disappointed that it's the chain link style.
Yeah, I was
cage.
really hoping for the old-fashioned, just straight steel bars.
And this is unlike the WWE one, where at least that one doesn't really have much give to it. This one looks like it's a chain link fence, like in terms of its give, because you throw somebody in that board and it's like that, like it fully like pushes a couple inches.
Which, to be fair, is kind of cool because that is realistic. If you put like a legit chain link fence there, it would give.
It's not about it being realistic though. It's about what hurts more. And the fact that it's like you're in a freaking bounce house. Like it's so.
Which is why you just go with steel bars.
Yeah, or you just you tighten up a little bit.
No, you put it in the Punjabi prison.
Oh God. Speaking of Punjabi prison, the other thing about this match was that what WWE always does is that they either stick a ref in the steel cage. A cameraman, excuse me.
I was gonna say there was definitely a ref in the cage.
A cameraman in the cage, or what they've been doing more recently is they cut designated holes in each side of the cage where the cameraman can stand and stick their camera in, so that way you get nice, clear, unobstructed angles. Yeah, they didn't do that in AEW, so you just have awkwardly the cameraman still standing on the side of the cage trying to get the angles, but there's just the steel cage kind of just awkwardly there.
Problem with it.
You have the main camera's angle, the hard cam. That's the best shot. I think they should have just stuck to that. You do also have a overhead shot, and then you have an in-ring shot of the
from the ring post.
The ring post cams, yes. So I do think they should probably fix that. Cut some hose. I know it's brand freaking new, so maybe they didn't have time or whatever. But
my thought was, I always hate seeing the holes on the side of the steel cage because it always looks like it's used for trying to climb, like it's assisting. So,
I mean, but it's only in that one spot.
Yeah.
Though. So
you wouldn't the cell, and this is the same height as the cell. So that would be my first thought: is they're just giving them something to climb on.
Yeah, but again, it's in the same spot, so you could climb that one part, and then you have to climb yourself the rest of the way. So,
I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, a lot of old school WWE steel cage matches, when they first went to the chain link, were like that.
And we've evolved since then. So you can. There's been advancements in the way they film for a reason, and you kind of went backwards, in my opinion, of that. So. Yeah, cut the hole, or put a cameraman in the cage.
Yeah, my one idea with it would be to, just widen one side just a little bit and put like a little pedestal there for a cameraman to stand on inside the cage.
Yeah, I mean, you have the cage again doesn't fully connect,
right?
So you could literally just have someone just stand in whatever part they're not fighting in. So. Yeah, you got a couple different solutions there, but yeah, so this
could have been worse.
So Cody versus Wardlow. This is the first time we see Wardlow come out in not a suit, and my God, that man is huge.
We just went from Jeff Cobb to Wardlow, and wow,
Wardlow looks like a linebacker. Like JR even said it like this. He looks like he's getting ready for the NFL
Combine.
He is massive. So, and again, this was another match, kind of like the John Moxley match, where it was pretty much an ass whooping the whole match.
It did everything it needed to do. Cody got busted open, and
now, like they did with the whip segment, they added something here.
Yes,
they added. They didn't take anything away, but they added to the stipulation. So, as you know, there's the 3 stipulations that Cody has to abide by if he wants his match with MJF at Wrevolution. First one was that he cannot lay hands on MJF before the match. He had to endure the 10 whips. And he had to have a match, a steel cage match, with Wardlow. Now, with the whip segment, they made it so that way he had to get back up and stand.
Stand back up.
And then now what they did with the steel cage match, and they even showed it when it popped up, was that he has to now win his match with Wardlow in order to have the match with MJF at Revolution. So, a little weird tweak there. Like we wouldn't forget. You're pulling the WWE there, like we forgot or something.
Well, like I said, at least they're adding things.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to have a steel cage match. It doesn't have to be with Wardlow. I don't know what you're talking about. I never said Wardlow.
At that point, it kind of took, for me, it took away another angle of the match because you could have had where Cody just gets absolutely destroyed. You know, he fights through it the whole time. He looks tough, but then he just gets beat down.
And loses to Wardlow.
But now that you've added the stipulation of he has to win, and obviously you've booked this for Revolution, you've propped it up, he's going to win this match. It took away any intensity, not intensity, but it took away any pressure, any sort of tenseness that this match had.
Right.
You knew Cody
never felt like Cody was going to lose.
No, you knew Cody was going to win this match. At least before, I was like, okay, Wardlow is massive, and you could just do the whole thing where Cody just gets beat down. So,
but did we know how Cody was going to win?
No, we definitely didn't know.
God, we did not.
So Cody, he does his typical gets busted open thing, which this is another flaw of the cage having so much to give. They were like, yeah, this is how Cody gets busted open. He gets his face slammed into the side of the cage, but it was like it barely touched it, and then the cage gave. So it was like, that definitely wasn't enough force to bust a man open.
Well, that's the thing. Cody, you need to learn how to take bumps in your new steel cage.
Yeah.
If your steel cage is going to always have give, you are used to a WWE steel cage. You are used to a cage that does not give.
Yes.
So when you're taking spots, you need to understand that you can't just kind of nick the cage.
Yeah.
You need to fall into it.
Or you could have done like a segment where like he just kind of grates his skull on the side of the cage, like something like that. I believe you're busted open from that. Like, I don't know. It looked goofy, and I was like, well, he definitely played it there. So, but we start nearing the end of this match.
Cody is thrown into the steel cage door. The door bursts open. Arn Anderson walks over and grabs the door, and MJF looks at Arn and he goes, "Hit him, Arn. Do to him what you did to Dusty.
Ooh.
Hit him." And he looks like he's about to swing it at Cody, and then he swings it back, hits MJF in the face, knocks him out. As Cody begins to rally, MJF starts to climb the cage. Brandy hits him in the back with a steel chair.
Or more kind of like swats him with it, because he knows the hell out of that. He just kind of looks at her like, what are you doing?
He hops down, and then he comes up to her and threatens to hit her. And then Arn Anderson clocks him from behind and throws him into the crowd. Cody dodges a punch from Wardlow. Wardlow puts on the Dynamite Diamond ring, goes for a punch. Cody dodges the punch and puts the ring on himself, hits Wardlow, goes for the crossroads. 1, 2, and a very late kick out.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, he did hit him with a low blow, actually, to get the ring. So.
That is fair. I mean,
yeah.
Both men hit a low blow at some point in this match. But
yeah,
yes.
So that was how Cody gained the advantage. I mean, again, no disqualification because it's a steel cage match.
And then we get this spot.
So Cody, realizing, I got to put this man away, goes to the top. He starts looking up, at the cage. He knows what he has to do. He climbs to the very top of this massive structure.
Yes, he climbs to what would, again, be the equivalent of the top of a Hell in a Cell.
And,
taller than the one Mick Foley first fell off of, by the way. The first cell was only 16 feet.
Yes, which, yeah, that's kind of surprising. But, yeah, he climbs to the top of this massive structure, and in literally no time to think about it, no, cross, nothing. As soon as he gets to the top, dives off.
Yep. He does a moonsault from the top of the cage. Wardlow hardly catches him.
Yeah, he looked like he was not ready for that.
It looks like Cody just kind of got him with the arm on the way down and went with a reverse DDT. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And then we get the 1, 2, 3. Cody wins. Cody will go on to Revolution to face Maxwell Jacob Friedman,
who is just apoplectic, completely shocked and stunned on the outside. He never thought Cody would get to this point.
And now he's here. In 10 days, MJF, Cody gets his hands on you.
So I loved this. That ending, my God, Cody, you're a madman. Though maybe next time give your opponent a little bit of time to set up. Again, I love the ending. I love the fact that no one really looks weak in this match because, what Cody had to do to beat Wardlow justifies the results of the match. Mm-hmm. Wardlow had his number for 99% of that match, so again, no one looks weak here, and Wardlow still looks like a madman. Cody looks like he's ready to go for his match with MJF. Great episode from Wednesday Night Dynamite. Great episode from All Elite Wrestling.
And we do get a little look-see at next week. Next week, we have another first-ever match in AEW, the first-ever Iron Man match. Pac will take on the Cleaner, Kenny Omega. And we get a weigh-in for the World Heavyweight Championship match. Mox and Jericho will go face-to-face in a UFC-style weigh-in. Can't freaking wait. So, Wednesday does not disappoint again. AEW definitely takes the cake. Match of the night from Dynamite.
I
rhymed.
So, the match of the night, I'm probably going to have to go with... I don't want to do another tag team match. I just feel like it's gotten cliche at this point, even though it was definitely one of the best matches of the night. Though I just feel like the storytelling of one of these two matches was just way better, and that was, of course, the John Moxley Jeff Cobb match and the Cody vs. Wardlow match. Both of these matches very similar in storytelling, very close in rating, but I'm going to have to give the slight edge to Cody and Wardlow simply because first ever AEW Steel Cage, the lunacy of what Cody did at the end was just fantastic, and Wardlow's first match in AEW, so all the hype. So that's my match of the night for AEW.
My match of the night is going to be the Lucha Bros versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. MVP for you. I'm going to let you go first because I'm still trying to figure it out.
I was going to ask, what's your reasoning behind your pick?
What's my reasoning behind it? It was the best match. I mean, the match was fantastic. It was high action. It was very fast paced. It was just the kind of thing you want out of All Elite Wrestling, and their tag division never disappoints.
All right, there you go. So you got to give an explanation for why you pick your matches. So
nah, man, match of the night because I said so.
Well, there you go. So my MVP is probably going to have to go to Mr. Cody.
Yeah.
Actually, no. This is gonna shock you. My MVP is Nyla Rose for that fire she was spitting earlier in the night.
Okay. So, simply because he can't be MVP because he was not on the show, honorable mention, my MVP of the friggin' week is Matt Hardy. Let's be like, dude, this dude does not give. Second of all, realistically now, This is really tough. I feel like deep down I want to give it to Jeff Cobb just because I love that dude so much. Jericho looked good. Moxley looked fantastic. But my MVP has to go to Cody. That moonsault took balls.
All right.
That took chutzpah.
Yeah, so Cody was my runner-up for MVP there. I had actually forgotten that I had picked Nyla earlier. So, yeah, Nyla Rose is my MVP. Cody is his. So there's no debate on what the show of the night was. We both went with AEW Dynamite here this week. NXT had a decent show. Again, it was meh. AEW just was hitting on all cylinders. There wasn't a single bad segment or match on Dynamite tonight. There wasn't, unlike previous weeks where I could point to at least one or two things where I went, that's kind of lame, or wow, that match could have been better. No, I think every match on Dynamite tonight was excellent, good, very good to excellent. They didn't miss this week, so I'd be hard pressed to try to even attempt to give the show of the night to NXT. NXT, you got another week to do better.
I would just like to point out, you cannot spell Exalted One without delete.
What?
You need all the letters from delete to spell Exalted One.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, I'm just literally I could not fall asleep last night after seeing that message from Matt Hardy. I am so excited for where the wrestling world is going. We were live for the Monday Night Wars, but we were 4 when they ended.
Yeah.
So realistically,
more ruthless aggression.
This is the first time we are seeing people jump brands.
Yeah.
Seeing people threaten even to jump to a different company.
Well, that's not true. We I know you didn't watch it as much, but there was at one point where TNA was, really taking it to WWE. So we did see people switch companies a little bit when TNA was at its highest point. So it's not the first time, but it is the first time because at least at the time, you didn't know TNA was going anywhere, so I can't say it's not the first time you had a credible threat, but it's the first time where you actually you think, okay, they're monetarily at least, they're not going anywhere because they have their financial backing is definitely bigger than what Impact had going for it.
Probably as big as WWE has going for it.
Yeah, if not bigger. So then they've got Fox now, so they got that Fox money. But AEW has TNT money and the Khan family, so. All the millions and billions. So and billions.
Yeah, so this is really exciting. These are exciting times for guys like us who, my biggest defection I've ever seen is AJ Styles from New Japan.
Yeah, it's or when all of the New Japan just kind of went, "Hey WWE, what's up?" So
or Kurt Angle to Impact, I guess.
Yeah. Kurt Angle to Impact, Jeff Hardy, Christian. Yeah, you had a lot of WWE guys.
One of those Impact. 3 guys I care about. Oh, well, 2 and then drugs.
All right, well.
I like Jeff before, he passed out in a ring and Sting had to do that thing to him.
Oh, come on. He's redeemed himself over and over again, so.
Yes, and then he got a DUI recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Look, it's not an easy life. I'm not going to say being a wrestler is an easy life because by no means is it. You're going to be in pain literally every single day.
Yeah, they literally just had an interview with Kurt Angle where he said that if they asked him if he had any regrets, and he goes, "I'm in pain every single day of my life. I wrestled at the Olympics with a broken neck. The amount of painkillers I was on, the way I had to fight out of that painkiller addiction." He said, "Yeah, I do have regrets. This sucks. I'm in pain every day, all day, because I can't take painkillers. I can only imagine what Mick Foley's going through." So, yeah, it's not a tough life at all. So, you definitely you get your vices. You look for methods to quell the pain you're suffering. It's not. I don't endorse it, obviously, but life happens.
And then there's Bound for Glory.
And then there's Bound for Glory. But again, that's so long ago. We've moved. You can't hold that against him for his entire career.
No, but I can laugh about it. What was that spot?
I mean, I feel like that was just we can get into that later, but that was a mess from them even letting Jeff go out there was just bad on their part.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sting even said, I told them before the match, Jeff's in no position to be fighting. He should not even go out there.
Yeah, there was no reason.
They're like, nah, Jeff's fine.
Yeah, there was no reason why Jeff should have even been allowed to walk through Gorilla. So, but that's way off course. The biggest thing here is that AEW came out swinging in their first few months of being on TV. They're pulling no punches. Yep. They are showing that we are here. We are going to fight you tooth and nail. Hell, WWE wanted the war. They're the ones that put NXT on Wednesday night and live on USA Network and
at the same time,
at the exact same time
for an extra hour.
AEW goes, okay, you want not an extra hour. They're the same time length. They're both 2 hours.
No. For an extra hour. NXT used to only be an hour show.
Oh, that's what you meant. I was going to say they're the same.
No, they're the same time limit.
Yeah, no, but the AEW is just kind of like, all right, you know what? You
want war?
You want a war?
I'll give you war.
You're gonna get a war. So I'm enjoying this. I like that AEW isn't afraid to take shots, which is funny because you haven't really seen many shots from WWE the other direction. They almost don't even acknowledge them, which that's always been their MO to not acknowledge their competition, which I've never liked that.
This is the funny thing. Their MO has been don't acknowledge the competition since the Monday Night Wars, which they were successful in.
Because they openly acknowledged and mocked the competition.
Exactly.
But it just, I feel like winning the Monday Night Wars is one of the worst things to happen to not only WWE, but to wrestling in general, because WWE just got their head so far up their own rear end that they just feel like they're too big to fail.
It did, but it didn't. Because you have to think of it this way. WCW was definitely on a bad track with Vince Russo. And out of the spawn of PG era WWE, we do get All Elite Wrestling.
Yes, but it's just the fact that Vince and a lot of the corporate heads of WWE just have this mindset that because we beat WCW, we did all this, like we can't be touched. We surpassed TNA, New Japan, all the greats. Like we eliminated the territories. Like Vince just feels like he can't be beat. Like they are too big to fail. I mean, the slogan is then, now, forever. I mean, my God, how cocky can you be? Like they just feel like nothing will ever come close to touching them. And it's only a matter of time before for God begins to bleed. To quote Batman.
I'll tell you what, dude. It's not going to be long.
No, it won't be.
They're already going head-to-head with NXT, and they're doing very well. And the funny thing is, NXT is the best of the three shows.
Yeah, you're already seeing chinks in the armor there. If they can go toe-to-toe with hardcore wrestling fans in NXT, wait till they start targeting the casuals on Raw. Because that's where the real money and views come from, are the casuals on Raw. I mean, as much as I love NXT, Raw and SmackDown is where the real views and real support is. So,
well, and the thing that's gonna bring that ability is to bring some household names over. To bring Matt Hardy.
You're gonna need. I mean, you've got Kenny, the Young Bucks, and all those guys, but that's more of the indie darling type. You're gonna need that. Matt Hardy
Jericho.
type. You're gonna need. Yeah, that's why.
A lot of people attribute the success of All Elite Wrestling to Chris Jericho.
Yes.
Not because he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, which he is, but because he's a household name. Everyone knows Chris Jericho.
It's like the only. It's the main. It's if not the only reason why they put the belt on Jericho as their first champion, because that would be the easy way to attract people from WWE.
Well, and this is the thing. There are people who have tuned out of wrestling for so long, and they're gonna if they're gonna come back, it's not gonna be because we're sitting here telling you how great Kenny Omega is, even though he's literally the greatest wrestler I've ever seen.
Who the hell is Kenny Omega?
They're gonna go, oh my God, Chris Jericho?
Yeah, they want to see people that they grew up watching. I mean, the biggest thing I always hear when I tell people I'm a wrestling fan is, I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid. I remember the Hulk Hogan's and Steve Austin, people like that.
Or
And even
I remember HBK in the Rockers and The Undertaker when he first met Kane. And
it's just like those people are either dead or haven't wrestled in years. So it's going to take that bridge. You're going to need that bridge of a Jericho, of a Matt Hardy to get the casual crowd involved. And the announcement of the second show of AEW is definitely going to help bring that in too.
The additional thing that's going to help them is for kids who grew up watching WWE that are hearing all this great stuff. Maybe they were fans of the Wyatt family at the time. Okay, Brody Lee is going to be in AEW. You know, if you were a fan of the Wyatt family at the time, you know darn well Luke Harper is one of the most athletic big men you've ever seen. So, well, we have him now. We have Brody Lee.
Yes, if they get the revival, then that's another, I don't want to say indie darling, but that's definitely like, if you're the NXT crowd, that's another guy.
You're going to get guys from the NXT crowd. Yeah. So you're going to be getting some of these guys who come to your company that make people go, maybe I'll tune into them on Wednesday night.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited for where the sport of professional wrestling is going in the future. I look forward to maybe one day seeing WWE actually try to fight back and respond, like an actual response. I mean, I know what they're doing with NXT, but putting NXT on Wednesday night isn't a big enough response to AEW. I'm talking like what you're doing on SmackDown ain't gonna cut it. You need to be like coming out like swinging week in, week out, trying to crush AEW, because competition only breeds better quality entertainment for everyone.
Now, what I can't wait for, and it's a dream, but quite frankly, when Vince is no longer in control, it might not be. 2 years ago, was talking to Marcus about the idea of a World Wrestling Classic, where you get guys from all over the globe, from all spans of the companies. You get guys from WWE, ROH, New Japan, Impact, and at the time AEW wasn't a company, but AEW. And you get the chance to see dream matches. You get the chance to see AJ Styles and Kenny Omega, to see guys like Jeff Cobb and Keith Lee.
Yes.
So it's going to be down the line if it ever happens, because Vince will never let that happen.
Let me tell you this. The only way you'll ever see something like that happen is if not only if Triple H takes control, but if he has to get rid of every single like Vince McMahon supporter in the company.
It won't be hard. They're all as old as he is.
Because he's got he's just surrounded by yes men. I mean, look at the head of production. It's Kevin Dunn. I mean, the biggest yes man
he'll be gone
in the world.
He's the second Triple H takes over. He's gone.
I was gonna say that's like the only thing that's protected Kevin Dunn's job all these years has been Vince McMahon. People have wanted him gone forever. So you're gonna have to, if you're Triple H, you're gonna have to clean house. I mean, we still might get even. I've been talking about this. I mean, you've seen what NXT has been doing. The mention of Evolve Wrestling. The way they've kind of they have this like pseudo partnership with New Japan. So like, and the acknowledgement of Impact Wrestling. So I mean, they are getting to a point where they might soon start to address the indie scene. They might. They did crossovers in NXT. Look at what's his name from the Washington Machine Guns, Alex Shelley. He was on one of those deals where he could be in NXT and then also go and compete in the indie scene.
ROH.
Same thing with NXT UK. They are allowed to go and compete anywhere.
Yeah.
So
and additionally, you want to talk about the indie scene and stuff like that, and WWE's relation to it. They show Evolve shows on the WWE Network.
Yes.
Because they recognize that as a top indie company. And Triple H basically said to Vince, these are the kind of guys we want in. And he had talked Vince into that. But I bet you Vince isn't there anymore. It's going to be, you know what? Maybe we don't need to own them to showcase the best talent. Exactly. We'll have the World Wrestling Classic with you guys, but it'll be on the WWE Network.
Yeah. Which would just, oh, God, it'd be fantastic.
We'll split all of the subscriptions for that month with you and split the gate, but it's going to be on the network.
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that's the best of all the streaming services that they do, for wrestling at least. I mean, Bleacher Report Live,
I've had better.
I mean, I mean, I've taken my fair share of shots at WWE Network.
$9.99. Actually, no, the best is definitely New Japan World.
Yeah, you mean the thing that didn't work for like the first 20 minutes of the pay-per-view? You're just sitting there staring at your TV like, Nick, why isn't it working?
When we
paid
tried
$50 for this.
We tried to watch day 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, and it was on day 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, so we couldn't even get into the app.
Yeah, that was great.
It was $9.95, man.
Man, that was not only a waste of money, but a waste of time.
Yeah, but that's the exciting kind of place that pro wrestling could be going.
Yeah.
We could either be experiencing the second coming of the Monday Night Wars, especially if Vince continues in control of the company for significantly longer, which we hope he doesn't. Not that I wish anything bad on him. I just hope that he goes, hey, Hunter, or, well, Paul, here you go.
Yeah, your XFL thing's doing well. Why don't you
go hang out with the XFL guys.
Yeah, be a football person.
Leave it to Hunter.
Yeah, so
Paul.
Actually, I don't think I want Vince anywhere near the XFL.
I don't care. Anyways, we're getting pretty short on time here, and I can see the battery draining ever so slowly. Do you have anything you'd like to tell the nice people?
Well, nice people, since you've stuck around for about an hour and 31 minutes, I'm going to assume that you're subscribed, right?
Right.
Oh, you're not? Nick, they're not subscribed.
You're not subscribed?
What are you doing?
You're not We are the hottest rising pro wrestling podcast.
Wait, Nick, we don't have time to cut a promo. We're reaching over TV time.
I don't care. We don't have TV time. This is on the Wrevolution Network. We are the hottest rising pro wrestling podcast in the history of the world. And we will not, good job, we will not be denied our subscriptions by those of you who watch, you savages who watch and do not subscribe, those of you who simply are vultures to our content.
While we do appreciate the views every single time, seriously,
subscribe to the damn channel.
Seriously, give us a thumbs up on the videos. Please subscribe. Social media links are down in the description below. As you know, we are on YouTube, we are on the Podbean and Spotify, and in a couple days, we're going to be on the iTunes podcast.
Hey!
And then subsequently on Google Play. So stay tuned for that. If you follow us on Twitter and Facebook, you will know before anyone else knows when that happens.
And I do have one shout out for you. It is now February 20th. Happy birthday, Dad. Can't wait to go to the Pistons game with you tonight. Yay. God, our Pistons suck. At least it's going to be WWE night there.
Hey, maybe you'll meet Cesaro and stuff. He'll be wearing the title belt for some reason. Yeah, so...
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night here. Like I said, all the social media things.
Do the thing here, the thing there.
Ring the bell, subscribe, all that fun stuff. So, without further ado, my name is Marcus White.
Oh, are we doing the... Oh, okay. We doing the thing? Are we doing... Is that what we're doing? Okay, my name's Nick Cavalli.
You sure?
Live from Studio 6.
I don't even know anymore, man. I'm just going to say...
Look, we've been recording for an hour and a half. I had to put a little bit of humor into that.
The only thing that's humorous is your opinion of wrestling. And now that I just turned heel, have a great night, guys.
Join the revolution.